What we want to do this morning is, good morning, Tommy.
Morning.
Good morning, Tommy. We want to give testimony to God's work. This is not a day to glorify what this person or that person did. I think Peyton made clear for you that we're just a bunch of knuckleheads, and we, just so you know, we didn't plan this on purpose, but we got 4 beautiful haircuts up here this morning, and because Mike's still coming up. I like your haircut.
I won't say my mustache though.
Actually, we got 4 ugly guys and 1 beautiful girl coming up this morning. So, but Tommy's been a part of this church and since longer than I have. And what we want to share this morning is a testimony of God's work, a testimony of God's work in broken lives, because God is the God who restores our souls. And God is restoring people in this church, and one of those awesome people is Tommy. So Tommy, why don't you share your story?
I only got 3 minutes, so I'm going to just get right down to it. I remember a few years ago, I was on drugs, I was on heroin, I was on black beauties, I was on practically any kind of drug you could think of. I shot heroin all day long. I drank all day long. I carried a gun with me all day long. I carried a machete with me all day long. And I was a bad guy. I went through the neighborhood and other neighborhoods just going crazy. You know, I'm a stone white boy, and I proved it, you know. And I wanted to go to prison, and I went to prison. But before I went to prison, I was at the kitchen table at my mom's house, and I was on drugs really bad. And I pulled out the machete, and I cut my fingers off. And I took them off, and I panicked when I heard the ambulance, and I grabbed my fingers, and I jumped over the fence, and the fingers got away from me somehow. So 2 weeks later, a dog found them, but they couldn't put them back together. You know, they couldn't put them back on. You know, and I continued to, you know, try to kill myself. Then a guy told me one time I was in a shelter, and he goes, "You want to go to church?" He's no longer here, but people remember Chris. Chris told me, "You want to come to church?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll come." So I came to church. That's when we had it at the school on Dawson. And I've been 5 years off and on. But there's a guy here, Mike, Pastor Mike. I knew him before he was a pastor. He was a knucklehead then. He's a knucklehead now. But he never gave up on me. He would never give up. When any time that I would be gone I would call him for 2 or 3 days, he'd come and look for me. He'd find me. He'd look at trash cans, under cars, everything else. But Refuge saved my life. Saved my life from a miracle. Saved my life. If it wasn't for Refuge and for the people that had come to church, I don't know where I would be right now. Right now I'm in a home. I've been there 5 months, and I'm not in a hurry to get out. Mike comes 45 minutes to pick me up. It's in Duarte, right next to my neighborhood. I grew up in Baldwin Park, and it's crazy, you know. I went to prison for murder, you know, and I did 25 years. I got out, and I went nuts behind that. And then one day, like I said, when Chris said come to work, and I met Mike. Pastor Mike is the first one that we came together. And for some reason, God brought us together for, I don't know why, you know. And I mean, there's some old timers here that I know. Heather, you know, lady behind them. I forget names, but I know faces. You know, Heather came and visited me in the hospital, her and Mike, her dad. Mike's always on me. I mean, he's on me. If God wasn't in Mike's life, I would have died. And I'm going to leave you with this. I OD'd on a bunch of pills. I went to St. Mary. And Mike heard about it. I don't know who told him, how he found out, but he found out it had to be from God only. And then what happened is I was on my deathbed. I didn't even make it out of recovery, out of ER. They told Mike, no, man, he's not going to make it. He's done. This guy's done, man. He's already destroyed his body too much. He don't have no strength to make it. Mike says, oh, yeah, I'm going in there. They, no, you're not. He goes, oh, you better call whoever you're going to call because I'm going in. So he went in and she followed him. And she goes, well, I'm going to go out. And then Mike goes, no, stay here. He prayed for me. Here I am. You know, I'm here. Huh? Thank you. I love everybody here. I remember one time the brother in the back right here runs the cameras and stuff. Like I said, I forget names, but faces I remember. He asked me one time, he says, Tommy, you know anything about computers? I said, the only thing I know about computers is run down the street with them. That's all I know. I don't know anything else about computers. I don't know how to turn them on, plug them up. I don't even care if they work. I can run down the street real quick. When I was in prison, there was a guy who had a tattoo of a trash can tattooed on him, and he had the lid lift up and had two eyeballs sticking out. And then I had another guy who had a TV tattooed on him with him holding it, running down the street. And I said, man, I mean, I got all my tax in prison. You know, I did so much time. And I'm 61 years old. I just turned 61 August 15th. So, you know, thank you. So it's been a long road for me. You know, Peyton used to come to my house and pick me up, and he lives in San Diego. Peyton used to be here every Sunday, him and his wife, his daughter, one daughter, and then now his other daughter. I remember, you know, when they were, you know, real bad about that because the baby had a hard time of, didn't know if they live or not live, but look at her now, she's running around here somewhere, you know, can't hold her back, you know, both of them. I just love you all, and I thank you for, you know, letting me get up here and speak. I'm sure my 3 minutes is up. If I go a little over, sue me. I ain't got nothing, but you can sue me. You know, Mike does to get right. Sue Mike. Thank you for letting me speak, and I love you all.